One day, this guy walks in the record store and he's looking for some particular smooth jazz album that we didn't have in stock. He was just like, man, what y'all don't got nothing I'm looking for. When he walked in, Freelance was playing. He didn't realize himself that he was vibing to the music that was playing on the overhead. The whole time he was talking, he never stopped, moving with the music. And in the meantime, he was like, what else you got? And I was like, well, you seem to really be vibing to this. You need to, he's like, yeah, this sounds good. He was like, play the next, like, can you fast forward to the next track? And I fast forward to the next track and he go, ooh, this is groovy. He loved that Zoe Freelance album. That was actually his segue into being a Dr. Wax customer. But that guy was Bernie Mac.
There was a store in Chicago called Dr. Wax. Dwayne Powell, used to run the store basically. I came in there one time, he played me Zoe's album, Freelance. Oh, he gave it to me. He didn't even play it for me. He just said, take this and say, you need to listen to this.
I met Zoe through his music first. Actually, one of my ex-business partners, she put me up and was like, yo, this dude's making this cool shit.
I knew Zoe really from him coming out here doing his stuff.
I was a fan of his music before I met him.
I was introduced to him in 2006 through Definition and Redefinition.
The CD cover with Zoe and Phonte in Jerry curl wigs.
His name just kept coming up. And at the time, like Zoe wasn't the Zoe that you know now.
And then we connect, and then he shared some music with me.
That was the first time that I recall knowing of an artist named Zoe.
That might work. In between albums, I'm always thinking of an album. There's really no kind of time off from that. Like you're always thinking of what am I gonna have for the next album? The ideas for Skybreak or the ideas for whatever new album started not too long after Man Made. Like I've been kind of creating toward this album since 2013. There it is, okay. So, yeah, the packing for Chicago joint was I was actually packing for Chicago to go play the Promontory with FE in June of 2015. It was like probably 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning. Getting ready to break this down, because I usually travel with this. I played it at Soundcheck, and I remember Darian, the bass player, Darian Alexander, he hopped in and he was playing that part. And Nick Baglio hopped in. So like we're playing it, and Phonte hears it. I remember him coming out from backstage and he was like, yeah, what's that? Like, I like that, what's that? And I was like, don't worry about that. I'm always like, just create, like just blindly create. Up until that point, it was just like different instrumentals, and then Phonte will send me something, and then he'll send me something else, and something else came. I'm like, okay, so we rolling now? Okay, all right, here we go.
Yeah, I had to cut a lot of shit up, but this is just the reference I said.
That's the same melody line I've had in my head for that joint.
Me and Zoe first met in in 2005. This was a couple months, I want to say like a month or two before the minstrel show was about to come out. Our old message boards that we used to post on, The Lawn, which is the old Justice League site. He used to post on there, and one day I want to say someone posted some Little Brother remixes that he had done. And at that time, and kind of even now, like I hate when people remix our stuff. Let me be clear. I don't want to come across the wrong way. I hate when people fuck up our shit with a remix. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is not fun. We would get remixes, and Little Brother stuff, it had a lot of vocals in it. It had a lot of singing, a lot of melodies, whatever. And so the beat would drop. We would hear remixes and the beat would drop, and the lyrics, like, as long as the rapping would be cool, we'd be like, okay, it's cool. And we knew the minute the fucking singing came in, it was a goddamn train wreck. Cats would just do a rap remix. They thought it was just as simple as matching up BPM. I heard just a lot of shitty remixes from like 04 to like 09. Yeah, I mean, well, maybe it stopped right about 09. Niggas they got the point then. So when I saw that Zoe had put up remix, I was like, man, this is here we go. I gave it a listen, and I think he remixed The Way You Do It, and that was the one I always listened to first because that one had a singing hook. So I'm like, okay, if he can get this one right, then he might have something. Fast forward, we're at the show in Ann Arbor, and I meet him. He's like, "Yo, I'm Zoe." I was like, "Yeah, man. I saw you. I heard your remix. That shit was dope, man. Nice to meet you." And he gave me copies of his record. I think it was the Passion and Definition album. I was very skeptical, you know what I'm saying? And it had nothing to do with him. It just had more so to do with what it came, the hundreds of whack niggas that came before him. We get off tour. I'm home, and I'm cleaning one day, and I'm just like, okay, well, let me just put this on and just see what's what. And I put it on, and I didn't take it off. And like, I was waiting, I was like, okay, it can't be, okay, it's not this one, he gonna mess up. Okay, track 1 is okay. He got track 2, okay, all right, that was kind of fly. All right, track 3. Okay, that was fly too, okay. So by the time, like, I'm waiting for like the whackness to show up, and it never showed up. So I was just like, yo, this cat really got something.
Rhodes, like the grand piano is something just, nothing sounds like either one. It's another very signature sound that, of course, Herbie made popular, that, Chick Corea made popular, Patrice Rushen, these keyboardists, and, of course, it's that sound. We got a couple of Avalon preamps. I got this in 2001 or 2002. This is the Yamaha Motif Pro Tools interface MIDI controller, Moog Minotaur. Matter of fact, I did the Count to 5 bass line was on that one. Mini Moog Voyager, the Moog Lil Fatty, a Roland Gaia, the Micro Korg. And this joint, like, this is my super secret weapon, the Nord lead. And that's what I actually have my talk box going through. A lot of people get it mixed up, man. There's a difference between talk box, auto-tune. Folks be like, yo, man, I saw you on the talk box. You was like T-Pain. Like, nah, man. Auto-tune is a plug-in, like it's a virtual piece on your computer to where if you have it selected and you're singing through a mic, you're automatically sounding auto-tune, whatever. Basically, what happens is the sound comes up through the tube and it replaces your vocal box. The sound comes up and you're forming the sound with your mouth. So you're not even actually saying anything. Ooh, yeah. So I'm not saying that, I'm just forming my mouth to say that as the sound comes up and replaces my vocal box. When I finally got a talk box, my respect level for cats like Roger went through the roof. How long have you been away?
Lorenzo did not like taking music lessons. He did not like practicing. Lorenzo is my oldest. Lorenzo never went to sleep. I think maybe he was preparing for going into music. I remember when he was really small, I would be up at 11:30 at night reading him stories because he never went to sleep. I think we had him in taking lessons maybe at 4 or 5.
My mom played piano. Lorenzo, of course, played. I played a little bit, and my dad played guitar. Yeah, with music being played all the time in the house, in the car.
Well, I started early. Like, I started taking lessons early. So that's where, like, the reading and all that kind of stuff came from, and the theory.
When we used to live in Southfield, we used to practice Ladies' House, Mrs. Johnson.
And if you all hadn't practiced, she could get me. Yeah, she would know. She would know. She would definitely know. He was an outdoor kid. He never really sat and watched TV. Before that, he was hitting balls off the tee and running around in the yard. He at that point was already a power hitter.
I put it like this. After I started playing baseball at age maybe 9, like, I didn't want to play piano anymore.
Can y'all name the lineup? What was the lineup?
Okay.
What was the lineup?
Hold on. Let's see.
So we start off with T-Bag, didn't we?
Yeah, he let off.
Playing what?
Center.
Center.
He played? No, you played center.
Nah,
Jay Ham played center. In '94, when we got Zoe, I thought that was our best team. I thought '94 was our best shot of winning a state championship.
That was a time when baseball was fun. Like, we had so much fun playing at DePorres. That's why a lot of us are as close as we are now, still.
The best times in my life was spent with you guys and playing
absolutely.
baseball because we all wanted to win.
I got drafted and everything out of high school. And music still took a back seat. It was still, kind of on hobby level. Playing ball, like, taught me so many things that carried over into life, into music, like just being disciplined, being the self-starter, being on time. I was late to practice in college one time because I paid for it. Like, he had me running poles like the first half of practice. I was like, yo, my damn legs about to fall off. Before baseball practice, because I mean, that was like my whole day was basically conditioning in the morning, going to class, and then going to baseball practice. Do it all over again. So it's like, I didn't really have time for music. Baseball paid for college.
Okay, I know Zoe as the baseball player who got drafted, but now he's transitioned into somebody else.
I guess my light bulb moment was being able to play by ear. The first song that I learned how to play was, I think it was If by Miss Chalet. It was dope. Like, I still run it to this day. Like, it starts off, real slow. It's a ballad. It goes into like a jazz groove, which I was like, whoa, that's kind of crazy, to hear on a modern like R&B record. And, kind of from there, like, I was like, let me see if I can do this with something else. And, it came, and then, something else came. And so I was like, oh, okay. And then, you play it for your friends. They're like, oh, how you know how to play that? Yo, teach me how to play that. And then, it started becoming kind of a big deal.
Lorenzo could play by ear, and that was something beyond just the lessons. That was just something like, wow, he's really into this and, gonna do something with this.
And from there, it was like, why don't you make music? I had the EX5 down with me, so I started making music. Some remakes here and there, but then I started, making my own stuff. I started putting them on tapes, and I would send the tapes down to one of my homeboys who was a DJ John Doe. I send it down to Atlanta to John. And I'd be like, yo, check these joints out. He started playing them for people, and people was like, oh, who's that? What's that? It wasn't really me that knew I was on to something. It was just kind of the response of other people. Folks they're always like, well, do you regret you know, not going pro after you were drafted. In which I can say I don't have any regrets on that, because now I have 2 degrees. You know, if I'd have gone pro, I would have had 2 bad knees. I would have had no degree. I probably would have been starting over college at 20 years old. It's one thing to kind of look back at it like, oh, I could have done that, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, you could have, but now, you know, I'm in a position to where, you know, just from this room, I'm able to make people around the world happy, and that's, you know, that's important to me. This is my bedroom in my parents' house. If you ever have an old CD of mine or whatever, and you see Crowded Room Studios, that was here. And it's funny, my mom was like, well, if y'all gonna be shooting in here, what do you want me to? I was like, nah, don't take nothing out. You remember on I'ma Get You Sucker, when he came back from the Army and he walked in this room, looked just like it did when he left? Like, I want my shit to look like that. We got In Vogue posters up here, and I got an EPMD poster over there, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want all that. I want all that.
Also, Tamisha Waden, who tours with us, she's on it as well. Really big voice, really churchy kind of voice, and her influence was there.
The beginnings of it started with Phonte, Carmen, and myself, all in Phonte's studio, late night again, recording the chorus of it.
Me, her, and Carmen, we have to come up with a name for our singing group. I don't know what it's gonna be, but our background singing, just because we just be hollering and shit.
The way that Detroit has shaped my sound, with the Motown sound being more melodic and the grit being, you know, the funk part.
We have so many elements that feed into it. I mean, if even Stevie Wonder can be categorized in some ways as funk, but it's a distinctive sound. It's really hard. You have to hear it, you have to know it.
I think Detroit is kind of the city, we always have been, like the city of the underdog, you know, so there's a lot that goes on here. There's the jazz, there's funk, there's soul, you know, that a lot of people don't talk about, but when they see it and they hear it, they know it.
And also the hip hop part with me, you know, with of course Dilla. Everybody goes to Dilla. One of my favorite Dilla joints of all time is Take It Back. Man, I've tried to recreate Take It Back so many times, and Take It Back kind of inspired Making Time. When you first starting out, you don't even have your own sound. Like, you automatically sound like somebody else. You automatically sound like whoever your favorite producer is, whoever your favorite singer is, you're automatically sounding like them. Like, when I first started, I automatically sounded like, you know, JD. I was all, you know, because that's all I listened to. I listened to Dilla. I listen to Dilla all the time. I listen to Dilla, I listen to Primo, I listen to Pete Rock, and, you know, all my shit sounded like them. You may at first start emulating, you know, whoever your favorite is, but as you know, as you continue to make music, you get more comfortable in the studio, you get more comfortable in your abilities. Once you start feeling that way, then you're more apt to take risks. And once you take risks, then you start developing your own sound. There you go. I did wear that.
That was a long time ago, so.
Man, we pushing 12 years.
Around the same time I heard Soul's music, I struck this deal with PPP, Platinum Pied Pipers. I was in the situation where, you know what I'm saying, it was Georgia Ann Muldrow and Tiambe Lockhart was the first 2 singers that I called to be a part of this project. I was at the crib fucking around, and this little drum pattern came up. And I was just like, man, like, I just don't know where to go with it. I don't know what to do with it, you know? And we called Zoe.
And I turn around to the Rhodes and I'm like messing around. Just whatever, just playing around. And he was like, I think I got something. We did one at a time. I tracked out maybe the bass first, and then I tracked out the chords on top of that.
45 minutes later, no more than an hour, Stay With Me was done. When you first played the chords on the joint, my first thought was like, I hope you didn't play that on nobody else's track.
Nope.
I was thinking like, oh man, that sounded like something he rehearsed. You know, he just messing around. I remember when I first played the song, I'm not gonna say for who, but they fronted on the shit. That's when you know you got something. That was a crazy progression, dog. Off the rip. It was weird.
Yeah.
I played the joint for him and he was just like, no, I don't know about those chords.
The chords I was playing, the way it was voiced, there's a half step in there that is played together. So that causes that tension. That's where that tension comes in the chord. And that's the first chord that comes in when and it's like tension. So it may come off weird to somebody.
So they wasn't lying.
They weren't lying.
But they didn't know what the fuck they were talking about.
Yeah, they weren't lying.
That was Zoe that laid those keys. Wasn't Gito, wasn't Sadiq, it was Zoe. Zoe was the full-on co-producer of that joint. And if you ask me, he was more than a co-producer. He brought the shit to life.
This is the original Platinum Pied Piper's master of Stay With Me that I played on with Wajid.
I still get texts, I still get emails from people about how that song touched their lives, you know? How genre defining, not just PPP was, but particularly that song. This funky ass Detroit sample, crazy percussion. There's no bass line on the damn song. So the question is, why ain't we made no more shit after that?
I don't know. That's the real question.
That's the real question.
I got to hit Lucina. She, I sent her the reference for the jam. You know what I mean?
Phonte is blossoming more. Like every time he does something, like a part of his mind gets bigger. I don't know. I don't even think it's fair. Like, dude, sit down.
I think I'm gonna hit him better. I get that better.
The magic of what he does, because it's like drinking water. He's able to go in, write, record, arrange, mix. He does it all.
I try to keep my sessions pretty clean, so I try to track the stuff as we do it. So let's track, first verses first. Then, if that's like harmonies you may do behind your first verse.
I've seen a couple things kind of expand, not only his songwriting, but like the risks he's taking as a vocalist.
My friends will ask my whereabouts, no questions please, just hear me out.
You know what I mean? I'm Lucina Melody.
There's a song on the reworks called Don't Let It Be So. We demoed that song before it became an FE song. I remember hearing that and I was like, you doing some confident shit on here. Just hearing that, like it kind of opened the door. I was like, okay, like he's getting real comfortable with his abilities now.
Everybody's surprise. Woo! I can't wait to do that song live, man.
I've not heard back from Chicago. Speaking of that.
Really?
Have not.
Everybody's surprise. When I say I'm a fan of him as an artist, as a producer, fan of his music. I'm actually a fan of his music. I think that he's a fantastic musician and producer. So it's not even just chemistry. It's like I hear the music and I connect to it. Because of that, hearing it, I want to be part of it. I want to do something good with it.
You're bringing something out of somebody that you kind of have in your vision. What I'm hearing, how can I convey it to, this person, and not only convey it to this person to where, they play it straight up, but to where they want to bring their A game for you. That's another aspect of producing that I think is kind of taken for granted, just the communication aspect. It's almost like being a good coach.
Zoe is probably the most competitive person that I know. And coming from that sports background, it always feels like I'm in the weight room with Zoe.
I think part of it is chemistry, but I think for the most part, it's just really good. You had to put your CD away. I was like, this has got to stop. I was like, okay, let me just put it away, and I'm not pulling it back out until maybe the night before it drops.
Rain fills the air and drops from the clouds. Then the sun rays come down and make the day bright again. All the colors of life are shining through, yeah. When the sky breaks open wide,
Something like a daydream. The sunbeams can seem so far.
seems so far.
Away from the changing, strange things beneath the stars. And one day you'll find that his time is not like ours.
Not like
There's nothing like a season to remind you who's in charge.
You know what I love? Is that they thought it was a good idea for her to wear a visor on her album cover.
Now,
I thought it was a good idea.
It would have been dope if she had the lights. With a 9-volt battery on the side of the mug.
Zoe had already sent musical ideas to Phonte, so when I got to Riley, it was like, okay, let's listen through some of these.
She stayed here maybe like a week, and in that week, we got like 11 records done.
The backgrounds I did were like one of Phonte's songs. I did some backgrounds on Shauna Tucker's song, did some backgrounds on Dornick's song, and then actually wrote and recorded my song, that song called Wishing You Well. And I even said to Zoe, like, most of your songs are lighthearted, the love songs, fun songs. I said, you really don't have breakup songs. I love writing a good breakup song. So that was my goal. I was like, I'm going to go a little bit off the beaten path, and so ended up writing a breakup song. In a lot of the spaces that I've been in with Zoe as far as the recording, I would say that Phonte is kind of the conduit. He's the person we're going through. So usually in every case that I've worked on Zoe's music, I've been working with Phonte. I would say that it's more of a collaborative effort between the three of us.
Billy Eckstine looking like
Who? Oh, Terrence Howard. So he could play Billy Eckstine in the Billy Eckstine story.
If Billy Eckstine said man on time.
Mike. No, it's not man. It's Mike.
You about to play these jazz records, man.
We very much had the mindset of that the foreign exchange is Prince, but Zoe is the time. But it's essentially one guy that's writing all that shit, you know what I'm saying, who is me. Effie is very much, it's R&B, but it has like some pop leaning, some rock influences, some acoustic stuff going on, whereas Zoe is just more decidedly funk R&B, just straight up some black shit.
Phonte drive it, but I'm also a passenger driver. So he's driving it, but I'm not quiet.
I don't think I've ever seen what Juicy looks like.
No, that ain't the same Juicy.
Yeah,
it
it's
can't
gotta
be.
Yes, it is, because they was produced by Deodato.
Oh, wow.
Spectacles is a spot in downtown Detroit. The owner, Zayna Smith, I mean, she's been there for years. She's been riding with me since 2004, 2005.
This one is a 2XL. Take a look at how that one looks.
Anytime I release an album, anytime I'm in town for a show, you know, I make sure that I try to partner up with her and do a meet and greet, or, you know, we try to have a listening party, you know, something, because she's always been that way with me. Like, it's always been an open door policy. When you want to do a listening party, okay, cool, and we schedule it, like, you know, nothing. It's dope that this is the Diviner, and it's not just like under the XYZ shit. Where it's just, this is just the rest of them. This is the end of the alphabet and whatever. Back in that time, like, I would be riding around with House Shoes, because House Shoes worked at a store called Jazz and Jams when I met him. He'd be like, yo, just come through the crib, bring your CD, bring your, you know, Passion and Definition, which is all I had at the time, and we'd try to get him in different stores. A lot of these stores he used to work at, so he was just like, yo, you know, this is my man, he got some dope stuff, do what you need to do. That was around that same time, I was just like, yo, I gotta get my stuff in stores, you know, I gotta be my own distribution. I used to have a stash of CDs and just keep them at my parents' house. Like, I'd call the store and be like, yo, they need like 6 or 7 more, so she'd run them over here, get the money, come back, send me the money, wouldn't take a cut. And that's how I kept them in there after I moved away. When I tell you 110%, my parents been behind me on all facets, all aspects.
When Lorenzo decided to do music full time, it was really kind of a scary thing, because music is very difficult. This is a very difficult world he's walked into. But I knew that he could do it because he had the preparation. He had the drive to work.
This was my father's guitar, and when I moved from Michigan, the guitar came with me, and I don't think he knew it until he actually came to visit, but yeah, it took the trip with me. This guitar was actually on, you know, it's been on We're on the Move, it's been on Greatest Weapon of All Time. This is like a super prized possession of mine now, because my father just passed a couple months ago. But yeah, he was a guitar player. So yeah, I kind of snatched this one from him. He didn't care, as long as, you know, good music came from it. He didn't really care.
His dad was extremely proud of him. Lorenzo had a show in Atlanta. There were going to be 2 shows. I think the first one had already sold out, and the second one was doing well. My husband had it sold out before it was actually sold out. He was telling people, oh, he's got 2 sold out shows, you know. Oh, he would talk about Zoe. He would use Zoe. My husband really liked nicknames. And, you know, to him, it was Zoe all the time. Zoe, oh, Zoe's in town, or Zoe is playing at such and such. As far as how he felt about Lorenzo's music, and oh, it was fantastic. You know, because he was a perfectionist. And if my husband listened to that music and thought it was good, you better believe it was good. I think at times when he would see him on stage or hear his music, he would kind of miss, you know, being out there playing the guitar.
My dad was always very proud of Lorenzo. You know, he talked very highly of him.
I mean, I was in not a music slump, but just a slump. I'm about to quote Noriega. He said, you know, my pops just died. I didn't want to make music. My pops just died. Like, he just repeated it. And I didn't feel that, but like, you know, I understand where he's coming from. Like, you don't want to make no music, man. Like, somebody close to you passes, so.
It's difficult, you know, to deal with losing loved ones, you know what I'm saying? I've certainly experienced that firsthand.
This album means more than any of them have, you know, and all of them speak a certain message, but this album speaks, and you can feel that this message it has an intent.
Distinctive.
Is this pressure gonna make a diamond, or is this gonna crush you? Your responsibility is to put that right back into the work.
The song that kind of put it over the top for me, as far as just, okay, Skybreak is starting to open up, was when I did the music for Just What You Like. I stripped everything off of it but the drums. And I was like, let me just start over. And so I started over and ended up playing the bass line for the first part. And I was like, all right, this is going somewhere. Now I'm back. Now this album is starting to break open.
Zoe came to my show in DC, said that he wanted me to be on his record. I was like, dude, just call me. We can totally do it.
And so I called her the next day, and I'd love for you to be on the record. She was like, I'd love to be on the record. I was like, dope. Well, you know, I'm gonna get you on the phone with Phonte, because I think it would be dope, like, if y'all two wrote the song together.
I first met Joy in 1994. I was 15 years old. And me and my buddies, we skipped, like, I think it was like the last 2 periods of school, because J. Rue the Damager was coming to do an in-store at this record store, Funhouse Records in Greensboro, North Carolina. So we go to see him, and it's like, all right, you know, we saying, what's up, J. Rue, whatever. And so this girl was with him, this tall, like, girl that had, like, orange kind of short hair at the time. And I was just looking, I was like, man, who the hell is this? Like, what's up with her? And she was really nice, really sweet, really cool, and they were passing out copies of her single, Sunshine in the Rain. And it was a tape. The single was on the first side, was on the A side, and the instrumental was on the B side. And so I just took it home, had no idea, you know, who she was, whatever, and just played it. And I was like, yo, this is dope. This shit is kind of raw. And then on the other side was the instrumental, so me and my boys used to freestyle over the instrumental. And I told her that story too, and she was like, yeah, I think I remember I met you one time. I was overseas when I was with Raphael Sadiq, and I was just tired. I said, yeah, I did remember briefly that. I said, but we met one time before that in '94. She was like, oh Lord, just 94, I didn't know that. And so, you know, 20 years later, she's in my room, like sitting on the little box, like recording vocals.
I don't remember the in-store thing at all. That's just too long ago. I just don't remember that. I just don't remember that.
When I walked into the party, you were up against the wall. If I'm too forward, boy, I'm sorry. But I knew you could get it all.
Phonte kind of went in and decided which parts he thought would be best in succession and all that.
So this was the first thing we did, like that transition part. She wanted to do all these vocals first. So she wanted to do that first. That was the first night we got here, she did that.
And I heard like move your body next to me.
What you say? What you say? What you say? What you say? Charlie Murphy, what you say? What you say? What? It's that what? Is what you say? What you say?
You gotta put the W and the H in it.
What you say? Move your body, what you say? Your body.
Yo what?
your body. Cause one nigga was supposed to be Rick, and another nigga was supposed to be Luther. So it was like
Rick Vandross.
Yeah. Cause the Luthers, cause that's, I mean, it's some glow of love in this shit too.
It's like, every Whisper song, every Rick James song, every Chic song, every Tina Marie background, Evelyn Champagne King. It's just with a broad stroke. I feel like we captured all of the shit you love about some early 80s, like dance R&B.
Come to my house and taste.
Yeah. That was the blackest fucking ad-lib.
Run that back.
Shout rejoice.
Run that back.
With the blackest ad-lib on goddamn Skybreak. Come to my house. Hey, yeah. As in black as fuck.
Come to my house, yeah.
Boy, that sounds like a bitch that's on her third divorce.
I really like it. Like, I really, 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 really like it, actually. I like it. I like it so much that, like, I kept, like, singing it in my head, like, after the fact.
Yeah, I remember she texted me after. She was like, yo, this joint is jamming. And, we got to do it again. I'm sitting there like, yeah, I mean, we done kicked the door down now.
Yeah, man, listen to it in the car and let me know what you think. But she sounded good right there, though.
I'm kind of used to getting a copy of my stuff after I laid some stuff down. They were like, oh, okay, well, we're going to send it to you when it's through,
To meet someone, at such an early age and to then be, producing a record for them 20 years later, I mean, that's just, man, money can't buy that.
I have a confession to make. Phonte, when you and I were in the car on the way to the airport, when you were going to drop me off, and we kept listening to it over and over again, it was like crack. I couldn't help myself, so I recorded it on my little ugly ass phone, just like the recorder thing on my phone. And I had to have it, even though it sounds like an AM radio. I still had to be able to hear it. Nobody else, just for my ears only, but I had to have it. It was like crack. I can't help it. We created something awesome. Please forgive me, but know that it was still safe.
What? Hey, Grant, can you turn me up a little bit?
Psy is one of the artists where I trust her. And that's usually why Psy gets the first look on the albums. Because, I literally call her like the Ricky Henderson of my albums, because she, for the last 5 albums, she's either done or been part of the first song on each one of those albums. Include, like for Skybreak, it was Lake Erie.
I did this gig at this rich doctor's house in upstate New York. I thought his house was facing Lake Erie. It turns out it was another lake. But I wasn't a freaking geography major. The stage that they had built for us was facing the lake. And I was just looking at that lake like, wow, this is gorgeous. And there was a peace that came over me, And I just kind of held on to that feeling. And then when I got to the studio, I was like, I want to write something that speaks to that same peace that I felt when I was sitting in Dr. So-and-so's yard, looking out on lake, whatever that was.
All right, I'll get there. Let me do that again.
I kind of mumble when I'm writing until I get onto a mic. So I never really know how it's going to sound until I get up there. So I'm sitting over there kind of going, and until words start coming, and then I'll be like, oh, be still. listen, I'll tell you that you wanna hear. You know, I still love you, and about something now and here. You know, and then it eventually becomes sentences, and then I'll go, oh, okay, that's what that's about to be.
Sai's one of the few people that we can send a track to blind, and we know we're gonna get back quality. Like, we know there's no question of anything, of the songwriting, of the recording or mixing quality. It's always just A1 stuff.
That's dope, as always.
What we got? So in love, still peace. That's what I needed. I like that so much.
To begin an album with a song as emotional and as vulnerable as Lake Erie is says a lot about Zoe, and it says a lot about what this project is to him. He's not really concerned about what people think he can do. That's what I need. Like, he's at the place where he's just doing it, and that's dope. We're all gonna be better people for that. I'm excited.
Lamar, you can do some like things sing.
Shauna Tucker is on it. Shauna Tucker, that was the first time her and Zoe had kind of worked together. Shauna is known primarily as a jazz singer. Her track in particular just came together really kind of quick. She was here one night on a tour stop. She was playing a gig, and she was like, look, I got a little time, you know. I said, yeah, come by. I got to get you on some of these projects.
And Phonte played a couple of tracks that he had in mind for my voice. I think after about maybe 2 or 3 songs, I was like, let me hear that one again.
She's like, I think I got something for it. And I was like, okay. And, you know, I threw the mic up, and she just started singing. I was like, oh, that actually fucking worked.
What's wrong with admitting that I think about you a little more than a little bit? What's wrong with saying that I really want to? I want to know if you want to get closer or keep things this way. Flirting in an innocent shade of gray. Hey, I don't mind.
1, 2, 3. Hey, I don't mind. Hey, I don't mind.
As a songwriter, for me, songs don't just, come out with melody and chords and lyrics all like, complete and ready to roll.
And so we then sat and worked and, worked out some of the verses. I helped her just kind of rearrange some stuff and re-edit some stuff.
The words were needed finessing, and that's one of the things that I appreciate and respect about Phonte is that he truly is a wordsmith. He's not interested in whether or not what he's saying is going to hurt your feelings or bruise your ego. You need to say it in a way that feels good and sounds good to the listener.
She's just an incredible talent to work with, just incredible ear. Just her ear for harmony and arrangement is really, really advanced.
That whole story of, hey, you cute, let's get together. I don't mind.
Like Zoe with the solo. That's a project, man.
Word up.
Damn.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. That's just heavy.
Like this one starts out like with the ballad and it ends with the high joint.
Yeah.
Where it's usually the reverse.
Our first listen to Zoe's Skybreak album, really enjoyed it. Just a nice, like I told him before, wholesome R&B. Remind me of the Babyface stuff back in the 90s. But then he put that Midwest funk on it. I'm from Cleveland, he from Detroit, so to see the first song being called Lake Erie, that touches home, you know what I'm saying? So this my man, dog. He always come through with it.
To me, the best music is the music that you hear that either makes you mad that you're not that good or it just makes you want to fucking quit completely. It either inspires you to be like, yo, this is the new bar, or it just makes you just you know what, maybe this music shit ain't for me. Maybe I need to just, open up a cupcake shop or go on Etsy and sell scarves or some shit.
Grab the keys, let's go for a ride.
And also, we got Dornick on the record. And I heard his record, and it was one of the first times I heard something that actually, scared me to a degree. Like, yo, this is really fucking good.
As far as, new cats, this is, one of my favorite dudes. When I heard his album, I was like, yo.
Underneath the stars and silver moon, I wanna get to know you soon. Sing all the songs I know the words to.
Hearing his record, that made me want to get better. That I gave it to everybody. I gave it to Nick, gave it to Zoe, Carmen. I'm like, look, this is the new shit. This is what we going for. This is the new bar. So with our new shit, yeah, this is the guy we gotta be.
I went through my voice memo because I was like, if you keep constant voice memos, you should never be in a music block. So you got your voice memos. I'm going back, and I had something that I put on there in November, and I'm like, yo, that shit is kind of crazy. When something is really in there and you get that extra where you kind of put your shoulder in it, it had that in it. So I was like, okay. So I sent that first joint to Phonte. Then about an hour later, I sent him the second joint. I remember he called me 2 in the morning. He was like, I can hear on this, right? And I was like, who? He kind of started singing like him and shit. So it's like, yo, man, we gotta get him.
With everything you do, so and that's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth.
And I told him, I was like, look, man, I'm just a huge fan, and I like working with cats that inspire me and push me, as we all do. Mizo, the whole crew, and so being able to work with him, that was really, really a blessing. He's incredibly talented dude.
I remember writing a review for Sunstorm, and that piece I likened him to he had really, at this point, channeled his Quincy Jones.
Sonically, it's been a progression. Everything it just becomes cleaner. It stays dope. It stays fresh. It stays cutting edge.
Just how Quincy Jones was a musician at first, then he became this guy who got into composing and arranging. Then he got the knack for bringing in the right voices for the record to produce it and just be the whole full package. That happened.
When the record came out, the first conversation was, why don't you go and get some of your more famous friends? The people that, you you in a circle with, that we naturally associate ourselves to. Yeah. Why ain't you working with them and putting them on the record?
Why don't y'all do a song with so-and-so? Why don't y'all do a song with so-and-so? And it's just like, because them motherfuckers don't pick up the phone. You know what I'm saying?
Because folks be like, yo, man, you could have such and such singing so-and-so. And I'm sitting there like, but you like that version, right?
Yeah.
You fuck with that version, right?
Yeah.
Then what's the point?
If you heard them already, why you want to hear them again?
Your favorite may not be picking up the phone.
Yeah. Which happens.
Absolutely.
Did that happen with you on this new record?
It happened on the last one.
It did?
Absolutely.
After all of this?
It happened on the last one. Yeah.
I mean,
it happened a couple times on the last one.
They just didn't pick up?
Either there was a disconnect.
Okay.
Or it just wasn't. But the thing was that it worked. The result.
It always works.
Worked.
If I'm coming to you with opportunity, it's because I want to win with you. I want to win with someone I respect. I want to use whatever platform I have. I want to use that to expose people that may have not heard of you, or if you have heard of you, get you to just another fan base. Like you getting put onto a Cy Smith and a Gwen or a Dornick, you know what I'm saying? Or, whoever. If I'm coming to you with an opportunity for a song or whatever, if we coming to you with something, this is an opportunity for you. We gonna win regardless.
Yeah, about 15 hours.
I think he interested. What's going on around? You gotta shut up and get things. Shut up.
Or for him to put it into our hands and say, yo, I'm entrusting you guys with my music in order for us to to make it sound the way that it needs to sound on stage. It's a big responsibility, but I'm ready for it.
Y'all look so good.
You look so good. Shit.
Right.
Man, I like you.
Ain't that pot calling the kettle black with all black on?
Man, I dropped my marker.
Seriously?
Oh my God, y'all are not matching.
Yep. What?
I forgot I'm in Detroit.
Yeah, you. In the
Hey, he tried to make us wear some pink gators.
We was going, yeah.
And I was like, hey.
That's what we got the Give It To Me Baby hit.
Okay.
He don't know about it.
Okay.
He don't know about it. So that shit has to happen.
We want to thank you all for your energy. Thank you all for coming out to check out Zoe and Carmen Rogers and Collective Peace as well.
I know when I first heard it, the first thing I was thinking was like, I can't wait to rock this joint on stage. That's the first thing. I'm like, yo, I'm ready.
Just ready
it's like
to go.
Watching somebody play hopscotch. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Like, let me
right,
at it.
Like, let me at it. What you say? Give it to me. What did we go?
From Sunstorm to Man-Made, from Man-Made to Skybreak.
Oh,
Just knowing the right pieces of the puzzle to put together to make these great albums.
It's just the kind of thing that happens when authenticity comes together, and people that have a deep, deep, deep understanding for the sacredness of, you know, our soul and our R&B and our funk and our gospel and our jazz. And I know Zoe gets that.
I've had the pleasure of knowing Zoe for about 4 years now.
It's a lot of work that's put into these albums that people really, really don't know about or just don't understand. All right, let's get it. We home. But thank you, God, for all your travel mercies. Allow us to go in tonight.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
All the way in.
All the way in. Yes, God.
And leave everything on the stage.
Yes.
And get this crowd the best show that they've ever seen. In your son Jesus' name, for Pops. For
Pops.
Amen.
Amen.
The main thing that I want people to get from this album is we come from an era where, you know, there was no listening to it before you buy. Like, you bought it off of the name. So I want people to see my name on something or see my name associated with something and just be like, I gotta have that because it's a jam. I know it's jamming.
Detroit City, what up, though?